Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here from Day Trading Radio, and today we're going to be doing a video. We're going to be doing some research on some drug companies, some potential mega movers, you know, like we were in recently with the AUPH. Got to find more of these. We were in some really good ones over the last couple years. ARRY, we're in that when it got bought out. The AUPH came out with phase 3 results on the lupus drug. That was a tremendous profit maker, as you could see. Also in the Vera, which actually has been moving up. I got in there originally at 118. It moved up to about $3 pre-market or post-market the other day. So that was a nice return on that. So got to keep this going because this is where you make the big money. And even though we're great at trading individual swing trades and scalping, there is the sexiness of being in these potential mega movers. You know, things that are coming out with FDA approval and releasing data and stuff like that. So we're going to go over a few things to kind of get you in the mood of finding these stocks and how I'm setting up my screens to research these. I want to show you a couple tools to use and what stocks I'm looking at next. So right now, got to put AUPH still on the list. I would consider this probably at this point one of the top 3 on my list right now, and probably number 1 until I can find something a little bit better than that. That's because the news came out, the lupus news came out. You could see it went from, well, we were in this thing from 5 and 6 and went all the way up to 18. We actually took some off at 20. I was able to get out after the news, post-market after the hold. It gapped up to 25. Pulled all the way back to about 15, 16, and now it's back to about 18. And this actually looks good because they have a second drug in trials for dry eye syndrome, and this looks like going to be a big winner for them, and that's going to be due out, I think, on phase 2 during the summer or mid-year 2020. So we got to keep an eye on this. This should hold most of the gains leading into that, because that drug has already been shown to be beating its competitor, the current treatment, standard treatment, and head-to-head tests. So AUPH with their eye drops for dry eyes does look very promising, and that would cause this one to be a very attractive takeover candidate also, a takeover candidate. So, you know, we're thinking, you know, the consensus among traders that I know and following, and that this one could easily be up in the high 30s before everything is said and done on this. So I expect another double on this by the end of the year. So that's why I like this, AUPH. We continue to hold options on it. I will continue probably to buy some more shares if I feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't want to, you know, I already have some shares. I took some shares off. I have some options. I'm buying some options further out to April, July, because I do feel this one's going to go higher. So AUPH definitely on the screen right now. Now I have other things over here. Here's just happens to be an article that was sent to me by Steve, or it was placed in the room. A few stocks, you know, written. How do we get our clues? How do we know what's the next candidate we want to trade and get these moves? Well, there's, you know, you got to let some people do the legwork here and put down some articles of certain individual stocks. I mean, we have to find these stocks that have potential blockbuster drugs. So whenever you have them, you should write them down, start to research them. Here's a good article on Market Beat right now, and I can put the links in the description here of the video. But these are some of the stocks I might want to look at as we go down. You can see, even though these are stocks under $5, most of these are some type of drug-related stock, and these are the ones that have the big potential here. Now you'll see something interesting. Here's Veru on here, and Veru is in this one, which is kind of interesting. It's a nice write-up on it. So Veru is actually something I'm holding. But I want to be going through all these, but I just want to actually point out a few of these stocks. You can write them down as you can see them. Go back in this video, pause it, Write them down, do your own research. That's what I'm doing tonight. I'm not going to bore you with everything that I am doing, just reading and stuff, but I want to show you some of the tools I'm using. So what I'm looking at is going through, all right, let's just take an example. This one right here, MRKR. So what I do is I bring up the chart over on the chart. That's my chart over here, MRKR. And first of all, I'm looking at the chart. I'm a chart guy originally. It's actually trading at MRKR. Oh, that's MRMD. That's not what I wanted. There we go. $3.13. It doesn't look that sexy down here. If you read it, you can read the drugs that are in trials. But say you're interested in this one. I'm not really interested in the chart here. It looks like it gapped down. Gap down here is just not, even on a good stock, you want to have that momentum and people understand that it might be something that people might be interested in, so it's climbing up. The ones that tend to get bought out usually move up into that buyout. So I want to just pass by that one, go to the next one, Phase. This one is called PHAS. And again, another stock that was up and has pulled all the way back. Looked like it was an IPO back here. Eventually popped and then came all the way back down to then. It got a little pop just the other day and then kind of pulling back. Another stock under $4. Outlook Therapeutics, number 3, OTLK. There is one here I want to do the research. So once you find something that maybe gets sent to you or something that falls into your lap that you might find interesting, here's the one that, again, doesn't look that interesting. It was trading up at $40. Now it's down to $1 and change. But stocks that trade like this, I mean, it's very, it did have a pop back here to read into what that news was. This is something you always want to look at on the chart. If there was a pop, go back and, pretty much try to figure out what caused that pop. Maybe it was announcement of potential data going to be released and stuff, and then it pulls back and then starts moving back up. So, all right, we'll take this one for an example. OTLK, Outlook Therapeutics. Now, that's on here. It gives you a little description, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But down here, we could actually now take that information, and what we'll do is we'll put in the OTLK. The chart down here is called Biopharm Catalyst, and these are companies, publicly traded companies that have some type of news or catalyst approaching. Vera was on this one. It was on top of the list last week as it was coming up with news and stuff, and an update on their results. Right now, this is currently AGN and LNK. But you might want to just put in the symbol and then click return and see what it returns. OTLK. I'm not seeing anything here on that, so I want to jump over. I'm actually going to read what it says here in Outlook. All right, Outlook Therapeutics. Let's actually take that name and put it in there. Copy. Just want to make sure I'm not, the FDA calendar might not give us a good read on if we don't see. No, not seeing anything on here. But here it says here, you read into it, lead product candidate is the ONS5010. So I want to copy and paste that. And we're going to go over to this website called clinicaltrials.gov, and this will a database of privately and publicly funded clinical trials conducted around the world. So these are the trials that are going on for the FDA approval. So we could take that drug and we could place it in here and see what comes up, and it should give us what the current study is for this. And here it is, active, not recurring. So clinical effectiveness study of efficacy and safety of ONS 510 in subjects with neovascular age macular degeneration, age-related macular degeneration. And then what you do is you click on that, and then you can read into the trial in a better way, and you can see no results posted. How to read the study, design study, 61 randomized, active study start date was 2018, estimated primary completion date July 2020, estimated study completion date August 2020. So again, you might want to actually be even more organized and take these, just say, you know what I would even do? It sounds kind of silly, but you never know, all right? I mean, you never know. You could go, hey, Siri, set an appointment for see, I'm...
Time is your appointment.
July...
Date and time is your appointment.
July 1st, 2020.
What date and time is this appointment?
July 1st, 2020, 6 o'clock.
It's on your calendar on July 1st.
Well, you know what I got to do?
From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I have to actually fill that in and stuff, but I just had that thought when I was doing the video if I was going to just read what it was. That way it goes on my calendar. You can add it to your Google Calendar. I wonder if there's no, I'm not seeing it here. Some sites enable you to just click on and add it to your Google Calendar. Sometimes there might be a scripting thing here. But anyway, there it is right there. Completion date. Let's see here. Study record, amendment plan, a data element, date of which last participant clinical examiner received. All right. But mainly, I'm just trying to show you some of the information you can get from this and kind of get a gauge of when that news is going to come out. We want to have that window of opportunity to be able to be in this stock. So we're still way off on that. That's July 20th. But then you get to understand how I got to that point right there. First, we're using any familiar stock that comes to us, so long as we know what drug they're doing. Here's one, TRVI. Let's go over to TRVI here. TRVI Therapeutics. It's trading, it's not bad, for $3.40. It looks like a recent IPO earlier this year. It's been kind of just grinding down. Kind of interesting. It didn't really sell off that hard, and it seems to be basing here, waiting for something. We actually have kind of a slight divergence on this one also. It says clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on development and commercialization of nalbuphine to treat the serious neurologically mediated conditions. All right, which is in phase 2B to 3 clinical trials and oral extended related formula. So that's interesting. Parkinson's disease, found in 2011, headquarters New Haven, Connecticut. All right, so I want to take that. I want to take the name of that drug again, whatever that is. Copy. And then we're going to go back down here. Let's see if I can go back. Drug clinical trials. I want to go back to a search and see if it pops up here. 9 studies found. Not yet recurring. Not yet recruiting. Recruiting now on this one. Itch scratch modulation. I don't know what that is. Suspended. Liver disease. Completed. Let's see here. Not yet recruited. So that's the ER, extended release. Now study of pulmonary fibrosis for oral extended release formula for treatment of chronic psoriasis, chronic cough. That's it. So this looks like it's the one, but it doesn't look like it's active yet. Cough. Estimated study start date August 8th, 2019. Completion date December 20th, 2020. So a whole year to get to that. All right. And again, so you get the picture here. You're looking at certain things. You want to dig a little deeper. You have to go into this site and see exactly, get an idea, unless they put out something on their own. Also, a really good thing to do is listen to their conference calls or any type of presentations they do. And then when I find a candidate, I usually have a whole separate screen that I put the chart on, the daily chart, the live chart actually, the intraday chart. So right now I have a lot of them on there. These are called my potential drug runners. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably 11 stocks that I'm watching right now to see if there's any kind of action on those. So if you're out there and you want to add to this video and you know something that's coming up here soon, the latest one we're in is the Ameren, A-R-M-N, A-M-N, R-N. And we were in this one. We actually picked it up Friday. It got halted, and after hours, as you can see now, it got halted, reopened, and now it's trading up here nice. So we're going to have a nice profit on this come Monday if they don't sell off into their conference call. And that's exactly, again, we kind of felt like this was a potential candidate for some news. They're waiting for their labeling. And the other one that I'm watching right now going into next week is the PTI. Let me see if I can actually find out. Do I have that one on here? I don't think it's on this one. Cala, Veru. I gotta go through a lot of these. Here's one that looks interesting to me. Just on the chart, if you look at the chart here, this is Agile Therapeutics, AGRX. And this is the weekly chart. We kind of popped and we consolidated here and traded around $2. It went from $1 to $2 on some good volume. It almost looks like that is a candidate that I like. There's some action on it. Seems to be hanging in there. Volume has come into it. It went from 50 cents to $3. Pull back here to $1.50, now chopping around. So let's read into this one a bit here. Market cap 118 million, stock price $2.07, consensus price 420. Women's healthcare company focused development and commercialization of prescription contraceptive products for women. Oh boy, another one of these. Another female health company. One weekly prescription contraceptive patch. The complete phase 3. Which completed phase 3 clinical trials. The company is also developing a pipeline of transdermal contraceptive products. Regimen allows women to cycle stuff. Only patch intended for use who are unable to willingly take estrogen. 7. All right. So what is going on here? Its lead product candidate is also known as AG, once weekly prescription, contraceptive patch, completed phase 3 clinical trials. That doesn't mean it's completed it. Was it successful? Let's see. It looks like it might be setting up. I don't know. says completed. Has results. Completed. Everything's completed. All right. Well, I'm going to write this one down. It looks interesting. I don't know how. I have to look back in the news. And again, this is all a long process. It would take me hours. I don't want to waste that time with you. But right now I'm just showing you some of the tools. All right. I'm still doing some work. But another calendar I have is an FDA calendar I just did a search for. And this is kind of interesting too because it kind of breaks it down to the event and the date. So these are all something that I would. Here's that Fomex. I think we were looking at that on another screen over here. I think we were looking, yeah, right. FOMX. It says 602. So that's expected. What is that? June 2nd, 2020. FDA decision for treatment of moderate to severe Rosetta. I think that's skin stuff. All right. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. PTCT, it's another one. In May. Let's go out. It seems to be dropping here. Let's see what's coming down the pipe here. Previous 15 records. As we get closer, previous 15 records. Buy this content. What are they trying to do? Make me buy that content? No, thank you. April, Celgene. All right, well, just another one to use. We just have to find a better, another calendar that gives us closer up-to-date stuff here. All right, but you got the picture. We got the charts, the stocks, the different tools we could use to get time and the date, and then you have to do your own research. But there's some good sites out here, especially this clinicaltrials.gov is excellent. It gives you a lot of information. You just have to know the drug and stuff. The FDA calendar over here is also a good one. If you go to the calendar, you'll see, and not put in a, just like that. Let's see. Catalyst calendar. So you start putting it all together, and you get a good feel for these things. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, I'd love to see what some people are thinking out there for their stock that they're picking to be the next big mover for either this year, to the end of 2019, going into the early part of 2020. All right. I'll see you guys in the market Monday. Hopefully we get you another one.